All right, questions for Coach?
Coach, the two big stats that stand out to me are the rebounding differential and their second chance points, and then the bench points. Those two areas, how much did you see that kind of costing you guys this evening?
All night. I mean, that was all night. I mean, that's not any different than even on nights where we're playing better or we're winning. Like, one of the things that we talk about in the huddle each and every timeout is rebounding. They know what the defensive rebounding percentage is. They do not. It wasn't even about a percentage tonight. It was about getting out rebounded. They have more offensive rebounds than we have defensive rebounds, and that's just, you don't deserve to win. You didn't work hard enough, and they deserved that because they were flying in after balls and going up and grabbing balls in the air, and we were waiting for them to fall in our lap. And so you're not going to win ball games. We're aware of that. All night we were, trying to get back at that boards, and when we rebounded, we made runs, and when we didn't rebound, they kept extending the lead. And so that's really what it came down to. I think sometimes we got some players a little more in love with points and numbers than making defensive stops and ending that with a rebound on that end. And so that's just guts and grit and digging in, and we didn't do that tonight.
Coach, Drew Tennis with the College Heights Herald. So, you had a really solid first quarter. What really went wrong in the second quarter that allowed FAU to come back?
Yeah, fouls. Raheem El-Jadaway had to go to the bench, and then you saw the team that we had before Raheem was here, and we really struggled to be able to score. We didn't like the pressure up on the ball. We didn't handle that very well. It wasn't extreme pressure, but we didn't handle it well. And that was really what it was. I didn't feel comfortable. Drew did not feel comfortable putting Raheem back in there with two fouls. I know how she's a little bit you've seen her play. She's more likely to get that third foul than not. And I knew if we could survive, I was hopeful we could get through that quarter and get to halftime with a single-digit deficit or close to tie. It moved up to about 12 because we had some boneheaded offensive fouls, and we didn't rebound well, and we didn't score, obviously. And so, but for us to have a chance, we needed Raheem in the second half. And I think she ended up with 4 fouls, and we were still playing her offense, defense a little bit there down the stretch, just trying to keep her in the game and try to have a chance at it. But that was really the big difference is not having her in the game, and then no one else really at that moment stepping up and kind of being able to get those stops and make those shots.
Coach Jared with the Daily News again. Yesterday, Iggy Allen goes off for 35 points, but you hold everybody else in check. I think the next highest point total was 8. Tonight, they have 4 finish in double figures, and obviously they get more opportunities when they get those offensive rebounds. But defensively, I guess, what did you think of the team tonight?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, when it still comes back, Jared, to rebounding. I mean, if you force a shot and it's a missed shot and you don't get, then you did all that work for nothing. And there were multiple possessions where they got multiple offensive rebounds. I don't know the number, but I know that it was enough to make me mad throughout the game. And there was times I saw the ball just fall down in front of us and land on the floor between our feet. And so we've got to be more aware of where the ball is, and we've got to be more aggressive at wanting to grab the ball. And so, I think part of it is playing back-to-back, playing a lot of minutes, a few kids playing a lot of minutes. That shows up in those situations. But they played a few more people, but they played the same game the same time we played. And so that doesn't make an excuse. And that just comes down to, like I said, grit and guts. And we didn't grind it out tonight to be able to get out here with a win.
Anything else?
Coach, Drew Tennis of the College Heights Herald. I was just wondering, with Rice next week, is there anything else that you think that your team needs to improve on going forward?
Well, I mean, Drew, there's a bunch of things we got to improve on, but number one is the most obvious one, and that's that rebounding difference. And so we can't get out rebounded on the defensive boards. Now, we're not even talking about defensive rebounding percentage anymore. And so, Rice is a very efficient offensive team. They don't have a lot of possessions, but they're the most efficient team in our conference. And so if we give them second chance opportunities, it won't be an easy night. It'll be a long night. And so we've got to guard them, and we got to rebound, and then we'll have to make some more layups and free throws. And so I liked how our kids tonight fought, even when it looked like we were You probably thought we were out of the game. We still got that thing cut down to 3 and had us out of bounds, and we were close to that 5-second count. I thought we were just about to get that, and what we really wanted, even more than 5-second count, was a deflection and a steal, and maybe a 3 at the buzzer chance to get an overtime. So I think the positive is the kids kept fighting, they kept believing, kept trying to find a way. Even if we'd come out here with a win, we would have been thrilled, but we probably wouldn't have deserved it. FAU outplayed us on the boards. That just shows up in those numbers, just the raw numbers. And we need some production, some points from the bench too. But right now the focus will be on defense and rebounding.
All right,
Thanks,
Coach.
guys.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you, Lillian.